former Huskers, Jay Moore and Damon Benning. Initial thoughts on just the feeling of going into year 3 of Matt Rhule 2025.
Yeah, it feels good. I'm very, very optimistic. I think there's a lot of things to be optimistic about. Obviously, you can look at what Rhule's done at other places in year 3. Obviously, Nebraska is vastly different than Baylor and Temple. But I think the weapons he's brought on through the transfer portal and recruiting, the coaches he's brought on, offensively, defensively, and the talent he's kept and on the roster, I don't know how you can't be optimistic and excited about what they have. And I can't wait for Thursday night to see what the product looks like, and I think it's going to be darn good. Now, I'm not comfortable saying that this is a playoff-type team, but my ceiling is very, very high for this team in year 3. And there's a lot to be excited about, and I think there's a lot of there's a lot of the talent's there, and the coaches are there for this thing to really take off.
They're confident. That's the thing that I've noticed this offseason. They're extremely confident.
Yeah, I mean, they've kind of done this for so long. You know, you go all the way back to the bowl game, that preparation, a second year with Coach Holgorsen. You know, Raiola's paid a price off the field. And defensively, I mean, they hear the whispers. They hear can they stop the run? Are they big enough? Are they this? Are they that? And on paper, you could make the case he's upgraded his staff. No disrespect. I think Evan Cooper was a tremendous eye for talent, really, really good program builder. Tony White coming off a couple of top 20 defensive performances. He's had to turn some coaches over, and that's not easy to do. But on paper, I like what they've done, and confidence is the thing. We talk all the time about year 3, Coach Rhule. The biggest difference for me is they're now in the point where they feel like they can defend the culture. They don't have to learn it. They don't have to have those constant checks and balances. The culture's in place. Now they get a chance to defend it, and they've got the monkey off their back with the bowl game.
You know what makes a coaching staff a little more confident? Second-year quarterback they think is going to do a good job.
Yeah, I tell you what, having a talent like Dylan that they're able to bring in, play as a true freshman, have a really good year. I mean, I was very impressed with him last year, but now you get him in year 2, a full spring, a full off season, a full fall camp with Daniel Holgorsen.
Yeah.
You surround him with weapons on at the wide receiver position. You bring in talent at the O-line position, and the depth at the O-line position is, I don't know, I can't think of a year when we've had the amount of depth there at all 3 positions. So everything's adding up. His stock is rising, obviously, and the talent's been put around him. And again, we're going to see a much improved Dylan Raiola in 2025.
Maybe I'm buying into the hope, but he's 15-1 to score the first touchdown against Cincinnati. Maybe buying the hope. A little bit more running. You mentioned he's paid the price.
Yeah, he is, and he looks really good. I think he feels good. He's finally healthy. And he's got tremendous command. He's able to do check with me's. He gets a couple plays at a time, gets to count guys in the box. When you have that kind of command, that kind of control, and you paid the price physically, I think that's when you start to have fun. And I think Nebraska quietly wants to run the football. Big, strong, deep offensive line. I think right now they're probably better run blockers than they are pass protectors. But you always want your best player to get a chance to show off his talent. So the ball will be put in the air, but I think if they had their druthers, they'd tote the mail.
Let's stay right there and talk about your position, Emmett Johnson, and the depth they have at running back.
Yeah, I think I really like it. I think it's better than maybe the naked eye would appear because they get young in a hurry, right? After Emmett, you're talking about a combined 15 carries, probably right around there. And even Emmett's a guy coming off, a 500-yard campaign, still just the 1 touchdown. He's got a ton to prove. But I like the versatility. Emmett's probably the closest to do it all. Makai Nelson's certainly the most explosive. He is a home run anytime he chances it. Mosee really good with the ball in the open field. I've kind of the bigger back, the hammer, very experienced, came on at the bowl game. And I like Connor Booth. He's changed his body quite a bit. He's got muscles. You can see the cuts. And let's not forget about the hammer and Vince Genatone, who none of those guys could really whip if it came down to it. So I don't mind Genatone getting some touches either.
Yeah, Connor Booth, little scatterboo kind of looking.
I tell you what, man, I don't know if they big back shamed him or what, but he looks fantastic.
Necessary, you think, to have a big back? Because, really, the first 3 guys are a little bit smaller.
It's nice to have in short yardage. I do like that. I don't think it's necessary, but I think at Nebraska we've been accustomed to having some bigger backs in the past. I mean, DB, you're not,
Yeah,
That one year,
you guys,
94.
it's a fat back. It's not a big back. Michael and I, we talk a ton about, short yardage and big not always going together. Sometimes it's your ability to get kind of skinny through the hole and get narrow through those creases. The Marcus Allens, the Emmett
Clinton
Smiths.
Portis.
Portis is a great short yardage back. That's a good pull there. So I think for Nebraska, just kind of understanding the scheme, and that group is competitive. Like that's an ornery bunch. I think it starts with Coach Barthel, who breeds competition. He's a tough guy. He's an East Coast guy, and he likes those guys to run with toughness. I joke with him sometimes. I said, sometimes coaches want the players to take on their style and their personality. Coach Barthel didn't make a lot of guys miss. He's got to embrace some of the elusiveness that a couple of his guys have.
With the wide receivers, you think of the three veterans, right? Dane Key and Isaiah Hunter and Ja'Cory Barney, you put them in there too. But once you start going there, they get real young, but they're real deep.
They are. I mean, obviously with Hunter and Key being the transport positions, you already mentioned Barney, Quinn Clark. There's some other guys who.
Bonner, I love that Bonner.
Again, I mean, there's a lot of guys here. I mean, but look at that catch radius right there. I mean, that's big. I mean, Hunter right here, just long, athletic. And guys who played at
mean spirit.
Yeah. And he's not afraid to mix it up out there as well. He'll let you know about it when you mess up. And so I think the depth's there and the talent is there. And going into year two with Dylan, and like DB said, they're going to try to run the football to create these great play action situations, and you're going to get guys sucked up in the box, and all of a sudden the back end's opening up. So it's going to be fun to see just how this all plays out, exactly what Nebraska wants to do. But I think that's the beauty of Holgorsen's offense is you can get multiple without getting too crazy. And if you want to run the ball, great, here it is, try to stop it. But you want to bring it up a little bit, boom, we're going to hit you over top, and you got to be prepared for it.
Before we get to O-line, give me one name out of all of those 7 names we just went through that might surprise.
Surprise? I'll go with Quinn Clark.
Yeah.
I think Mekhi Nelson is too oft talked about. He arguably had the best run, I think, of fall camp. So I've waxed poetic about him enough. If you want like a true surprise, I'll go with Quinn Clark.
And his dad was also your 4th favorite back in Nebraska.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's get to the offensive line because a lot of depth there too. Questions at tackle. What do you think happens starting off the season in offensive tackle?
Man, I tell you what, that depth chart was rather not surprising because you've heard about Pritchett coming in, Alabama guy, a really good addition, but there's a lot of oars at the tackle spot. You look at Justin Evans, love that switch for him to center.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fantastic move, and you just kind of piece everyone in there. Obviously, Spindler coming over from Notre Dame, but that tackle spot, I tell you what, having Prohaska being healthy and still there and being hungry and battling through that, man, that takes some character, that takes some perseverance. But it just shows you the depth that they have. I mean, between Prohaska, Gotula, Pritchett. I mean, but the guys
Knack.
can play. Knack. A lot of guys can play multiple spots. I know some people are like, what do you do? But I tell you what, it's a blessing to have the oars up there because we haven't been in that situation. We have these 5 guys and we might be out of 6, but after that, it gets real skinny. But that's not the situation this year, which it's going to be fun to see how this all plays out. And the biggest thing might be as well is just the competition.
Yeah.
These guys are fighting for those spots week in and week out.
Quick apology to Cortez Mills' mom. We left him out. My fault. I know he's in the mix.
Yeah, he's again another guy that knows how to practice. He is. He's all dog. You want to guard your yard, let that guy sit on the porch.
Talk about the inside because some veterans in there, some size.
Yeah, I really like, guard, center guard is really good, right? Between Latovsky, Justin Evans, and Spindler. Not a fake tough guy of the bunch. I actually like the versatility. I let you talk me off the oars with quarterbacks and competition, right? Years ago, you told me you'd like to have just one guy at quarterback. And I'll land the plane. You're probably right, tip of the cap. The oars with the tackle spot, I think they can all play. Yeah. Right? You could easily have Pritchett play left tackle, let Prohaska play right tackle. Gotula can swing. You don't like what's going on there, you can flip over and move Pritchett to right tackle, Gotula to left tackle. He played it a year ago, a year early, right? So it's not like you don't have guys that don't have experience. I do love a healthy Teddy. I think he's confident. I think he loves playing again. And that's huge, right? All 6'10" of him, which
Yeah.
he has to negotiate at some point. But you get one of the original tough guys in Tyler Knack, too. So it's not an or because we don't have one. It's if they want to play 10, they could play 10, right? Maciejczak can play at guard, Sledge can play. Turner Corcoran gets a chance to stay inside if he wants to and play guard. Like, those are guys with multiple starts under their belt. We're not hoping, a wishing, and a praying. Those guys have actually played.
And I love having an extra tackle because, I like going unbalanced. I think if you need to really run the ball, you bring that extra tackle in there like they did last year.
Yeah.
And any of those guys are I wouldn't do it probably with Prohaska. I don't worry about his knees, but the rest of those guys.
Yeah, they run
sure.
so much duo, too.
Yeah.
It's probably their favorite pet play, like an extra lineman and getting those doubles right now on the edge. Not a bad way to go.